Okay, this is the stage after we put the final coat on these gourds. This is to make a variegated effect, to make them look like a gourd, and it's sanding off the cementy layer partly to leave a darker underneath. So 180 grit, and we've put this final coat on by hand with smearing it with latex gloves, so you get a fairly smooth but hand finish. And so now we're sanding it down the next day, and this is a misting, and you can see the effect starts to come through. So that was that coat. The final coat on these was 1 to 3 silica sand, cement to silica sand, with some silica fly ash in it, as we usually do, to make it denser and stronger. And of course marigold, and we mixed a bit of yellow, so marigold pigment and yellow pigment, and that gives us this sort of nice pumpkin-y yellow, and when it's dry it'll look lighter. And then after we do that sanding, what we've done here, it's just drying, and that is a coating of lawn moss control stuff, sulfate of iron. You can get it at gardening supplies, and it's for control moss in lawns. But we just mix it with hot water and paint it on, and it stains it with a sort of a iron oxide look, so rusty look. So when that's dried, it'll go sort of more browny, and it'll be more dark in those spots where we sanded off. So that's basically the secret of the gourd look. And of course, if you're doing some other sculpture, you may or may not want that. So if you didn't want that, you could just not sand it like that, but just do a trowel finish, and you can use spatulas and get a smooth finish, and then you can put the iron sulfate on that. And the other trick is, if you want to make it look like bronze, instead of iron sulfate, you can use copper sulfate, which also is available in garden centres. And so you can put the copper sulfate will make it go sort of greeny and bronzy. So, but usually for that, and there is an example of it out here. Maybe we'll end with this. Out here, that bronze effect here. This is Quick Blade. He's ready for a second coat, and we'll probably finish him as a bronze. And this is a bronze effect here. So that's the final coat there was spatulaed on with a little spatula trowel thing, little tiny trowel, and then with no sand, just cement, and then sort of baptized in layers of copper sulfate solution, which give you that sort of residue, and it's very like bronze. And that's been there about over a year. There's some cracking where I did it very thick and let it dry too quick, but there it's fine. It's been great, exposed to the elements. So yeah, that'd be about it for this little ferrocement tips.